Welcome everyone to Things Around 8. Dear friends, in this video we will talk about Biden's withdrawal from the presidential race and the very likely entry of his Vice President Kamala Harris in the race against Donald Trump. But in the current conflicts, what could change with Kamala or Trump in the White House? And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and activate the notification bells so you don't miss any news. This Sunday, July 21st, President Biden announced his withdrawal from the presidential race and endorsed his current Vice President, Kamala Harris, as his replacement to run against Donald Trump. Her nomination as the Democratic candidate still needs official approval from the party, but she has been gaining strong support from important figures. But specifically for the current conflicts in the world, what could change with Trump or Kamala in the White House? Starting with the easiest, if Kamala Harris wins the election, very little is expected to change, as she strictly follows President Biden's international policy. In the event of a Russian invasion of Ukraine, U.S. military support for Ukrainian defense will remain unchanged, and Washington will continue to lead a group of democracies against Putin's expansionist war. In the context of NATO, no major changes are expected either, with the U.S. military maintaining its usual level of presence in deployments and exercises. We can expect the same in the Middle East conflict, with the United States maintaining its current posture of containment, diplomatically and militarily supporting Israel against Iranian aggression, and continuing its defensive effort in the Red Sea against attacks by the Yemeni Houthis. But it will not attack and will also put a lot of pressure on Israel not to directly attack the aggressor countries, such as Lebanon, where Hezbollah is located, and especially Iran, the country that supports, arms and finances all the groups that attack Israel. With regard specifically to the Israeli offensive effort against Hamas in the Gaza Strip, the White House will most likely not change its current tone, which is one of criticism and dismay, with the United States pressuring Israel for a ceasefire as soon as possible, even before the release of the hostages and the complete destruction of Hamas. In the Pacific, more specifically in Taiwan and the South China Sea, everything will also continue as before, with Kamala having said on several occasions that she supports Biden's statements regarding direct military support from the United States to the island of Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion. And in the South China Sea, Kamala also confirmed her support for strengthening the United States military alliance with the Philippines, the country that is suffering the most from Chinese expansionism in the region, with Beijing demanding possession of the entire sea, including the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. In North Korea, which is currently in a phase of great rapprochement with Russia, which has even included the signing of an important defense pact, there will also be no notable changes, with dictator Kim Jong-un continuing on his path of rapprochement with Russia. But what if Trump wins the election? What could change in these conflicts? In the case of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Trump's stance is still a huge unknown. His vice president, J.D. Vance, as a senator, was the biggest opponent of the approval of the $60.8 billion military aid package for Ukraine. And he has stated several times that he wants to cut off U.S. aid for Ukrainian defense. But Trump has not yet said anything concrete, limiting himself to repeating that he will be able to end the war in 24 hours. Trump has always criticized U.S. aid for Ukrainian defense, but he has never said outright that he will cut it, insisting only that the United States should not donate money and weapons, but rather sell, or at the extreme, lease them. And in the debate with Biden, Trump even said that Putin's territorial demands are ridiculous. Therefore, it is very difficult to deduce what Trump's stance will be regarding Ukraine, with many analysts believing that it may involve some level of reduction in military aid and the conclusion of more explicit agreements for the sale or lease of military equipment. However, few believe that there will actually be a complete cut in U.S. aid to Ukraine. Regarding NATO, Trump will probably maintain the stance of his first term, demanding an increase in defense investments from the alliance's member countries, a task that will be much easier now, with only 9 of the 32 members investing less than 2% of their GDP in defense. It is important to note that this pressure from Trump is very positive for European countries, which will thus start investing more in their own defense, increasing the operational capacity of the alliance as a whole and reducing Europe's defensive dependence on the United States. However, in the Middle East, many believe that the change will be radical. During his first term, Trump put a lot of pressure on Iran, even ordering the attack that eliminated Qasem Soleimani, Iran's most influential general. Trump also withdrew the United States from the Iran nuclear agreement, reapplying harsh and heavy sanctions against Tehran. And Trump acted decisively to bring Israel closer to the Arab world, through the Abraham Accords, which led Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates and Morocco to recognize the State of Israel and establish full diplomatic relations. Therefore, if Trump returns to the White House, he will most likely once again take strong action against Iran's nuclear program. He will continue to work towards rapprochement between Israel and the Arab world, most likely this time with Saudi Arabia, a country that was already in the process of rapprochement with the Israelis. And above all, he will probably change the United States' stance towards Israel's aggressors. As I said at the beginning, at the moment the United States only maintains a defensive stance, intercepting missiles and drones, and at most destroying radars and launchers directly linked to these launches. These attacks do not directly affect the offensive capacity of the groups that attack Israel, such as Hezbollah and the Houthis. But Trump, based on what he did as president, such as the April 2017 attack on Syria with 59 cruise missiles, will probably act more aggressively and offensively against these countries and groups. Regarding the Gaza Strip, Trump recently stated that he supports Israel's position of fighting until, at least, all the EMFs are liberated. Now heading to the Pacific, Trump also recently said that he will resume the trade war he waged against China during his first term, declaring that if he returns to the White House, he will increase tariffs on some Chinese products by up to 100%. However, regarding the defense of Taiwan, Trump was ambiguous, saying that he will only defend the island if the Taiwanese pay. This statement makes no sense, considering that Taiwan pays billions of dollars for American weapons and ammunition each year. Therefore, in the commercial field, we will probably see the same Trump as in his first term, trying to protect American industry against excessively cheap Chinese products. However, in the military field, there are still some doubts about what his stance will be in the face of an increasingly aggressive China in the region. In North Korea, it is believed that there will not be a repeat of the rapprochement between Kim Jong-un and Trump. During his first term, Trump met with Kim Jong-un 3 times, and even set foot on North Korean territory. However, at that time, North Korea was severely isolated, relying only on scraps from China. But now, as I said earlier, North Korea is one of Russia's main allies, and so Kim Jong-un now has no incentive to distance himself from Russia and seek rapprochement with the United States. Therefore, it is believed that there will be no major changes in North Korea compared to what is already happening now. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any news.